What's going on, y'all? Happy Father's Day. Listen, I just got a quick message here. I'm sitting here talking with the lady, and had something on my camera. Sitting here talking with the lady, and we're talking about this Orlando situation. I just want to put something out there. The fact that these three, uh, the fact that 3 hours went by, 3 whole hours. All right, let's keep it real. Over 3 hours went by, and it took them that long to go in the building when these people were dying on the floor in Orlando. I haven't really said nothing about the Orlando shooting because I have so much to say, so much to say, and I'm not going to get into how deep it really goes right in this video. I don't have enough time for it in this video. I'm just going to do a little quick something just to prove to you how incompetent the FBI really is. All right, so you have 3 hours. And at 3 hours, when they actually did breach the building, they actually did go in. They set off distraction devices on the other side of the building because there was explosions that were heard at the building. So they have come out and said that those were distractions, blah 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 blah. So they bust a hole in the other side of the building. Okay, I don't know how any of this works or whatever, but I will say this: if you put a hole in the side of the building and the shooter actually gets out with the rest of the people, and then you single them out and shoot them and kill them, that means you didn't do a good job at distracting him. That means you didn't know where he was at. That means you kind of went in there blind. After 3 hours, you kind of gave up and said, we just have to go in and extract because the gunshots inside are not stopping. Okay? That's what happened. After 3 hours, they decided to go in and extract just because they had no other choice of what or option of what to do. Now, there's more to the story, and like I said, I'll tell more to it later on when I get a little bit more time to break it all down critically for everybody. But let's be realistic. The outcome of over 3 hours of waiting would have been the same outcome of waiting for just 30 minutes. Now, what could have been done differently? That's a very fair and good question. So I'm going to answer that, especially now that my job is a commercial and residential security system installer. So I know what happens behind the scenes now, and I've been working in computers my whole life as well. So if I'm an elite force and I'm arriving on the scene and I realize there's an active shooter situation that involves hundreds of lives, the first thing I want to do is get eyes on the situation. I want to get eyes inside. Now, in today's world, we don't have to put people inside. That's the beautiful thing about cameras. That's the beautiful thing about microphones. A lot of these high class and expensive places and commercial places have security systems, and they're monitored on a 24/7 basis. All the all the officers had to do, the police department, is actually get the feed to the actual club so that they can monitor the movement of the active shooter inside. If the local police department didn't satisfy that, then they could have easily, the FBI could have came up with that idea and said, you know what, we're the FBI, we're a little bit more elite, we think a little bit more tactically, so maybe we should get the feed to inside so we can monitor where this shooter is at, so we can go in there efficiently and effectively and take him out with a strategy. That's a tactical strategy, okay? So that's your first line of defense and offense, is to get an eye. They had no eye. Why? Why would you not have any eye inside of the club after 3 hours? You could have snuck somebody in a window or a side door by that time and put a few devices in there to be able to see, a few camera devices. So over 3 hours, and you still end up just ramming the building. One of the officers gets shot in the helmet, and the guy almost gets away. It's the same outcome. So the whole point is, 3 hours, people died senselessly because the police department and the FBI were incompetent in how to strategically go into this building to extract this individual, to keep him from causing any more mass casualties. They were completely incompetent on stopping a man who's been under investigation, serious investigation, a couple times by the FBI. completely incompetent on keeping him from purchasing the assault weapons that he purchased, even though he was under the FBI's investigation for making, for having terrorist relations, let's keep it real, and also for the comments that he's made throughout the years. So the incompetence of the police department and the FBI should be duly noted. It should be noted, and to ignore it and act like it doesn't exist is saying that our boys in blue did the best job that they could do, both at the local level and at the federal level, the FBI. And that's simply not true. 1 or 2 cops' lives could have saved over 40 lives. I'm just going to keep it real with you. You may not like to hear that. That may be a little bit effed up to hear, but it's the truth. 1 or 2 cops' lives, heroic cops running in, taking care of the situation, could have saved dozens if it would have happened hours earlier. Instead, we have no dead law enforcement. One that got shot in the helmet, but a deflection, he's okay. After 3 hours and hundreds of shots. It should have never happened that way. There's no way in the world that one man has our whole local police department and federal, folks that scared because he has an assault rifle. One gun should not put that much fear into a group of people that are trained to take on these kind of threats. This is what they do. They go in with their shields. Maybe there's going to be a couple casualties of people that are in the club, but you know what? In my heart and in my conscience, if I was a captain or a leader, and after 30 minutes of hearing continual shots go off and screams come from the club, and my men sitting around a club surrounded, after 30 minutes of that, I'm going in. Maybe a couple of people are going to die. Hey, maybe it's our time to do that, but we have to save some lives. It's just like a firefighter runs into a fire. He doesn't say, hey, you know what? That is just way too much going on there. Hey, sorry, we can't get up there right now because that level may fall down to our ladders. We shouldn't really do that right now. We see you, but we shouldn't do it though. No, they risk their lives. They go against the odds. They say, you know what? The odds are not in my favor, but there's a life on the line, and this is my job. I don't see any officers that rose to that occasion, and I apologize for saying that for the ones that did make an honest effort to stop him and then had to follow rules of the stand down. You had to stand down because you had to stand down. But I say the leadership and those who are in leadership, those who are in power, they strategically dropped the ball, they tactically dropped the ball, and they showed just how incompetent you can be when you don't work with technology, when you don't work with unity, and there's no cohesion. It was a complete failure of state, local, and federal levels all at the same time and within themselves. Let's just be real about the situation. So the law enforcement situation for the Orlando shooting, it unveiled some pretty critical things that we all should understand, that our tax dollars are going towards programs that obviously need some restructuring, some serious restructuring. People that are on the federal investigation list, doesn't matter. They can go buy assault weapons without any delay. And then the same people that are supposed to stop this kind of individual from, killing anybody else, nope. They'll wait outside for 3 hours to figure out what to do. Over 3 hours. That's the world we live in. That's why we need guns as citizens, not assault rifles, just a regular gun to protect ourselves. It's sad and it's unfortunate, but it's the truth. You don't expect me to give you anything else but the truth. So that's my take on it. I'll have more, guys. Stay tuned, stay alert, stay alive.